Shields on. Hydrogen fuel, 75%. Launch complete. Systems off.
I need a C2 roll.
No voice.
Apologies. Thank you. Arizona Vocal Local, you have Fu and Jordan. Welcome to the stream, guys. And yes, the C2 is fantastic. I love this thing. I just got it the other day, and it's a pain in the ass to replace and refuel, but aside from that, it's awesome. What you guys up to today? Yeah, pretty
20
near.
mil.
It's 18.9, something like that. I had a couple friends donate a little bit to. One of them was like 5 million, but I paid them back.
Stole 2 Perseus today.
Nice. Just that one, Jordan.
Elevator working?
Yeah, so far. Whoops. There we go. I learned a hard lesson yesterday about being distracted and leaving the ship open. But yeah, so far all of the elevators been good. Knock on wood. Let's see. Jordan, you in VC? had one crate to sell here. Hey, welcome, Jordan.
Not a good day, man.
Yeah,
I lost so much.
I hear ya. I know how that shit goes. What helmet is that?
No
Huh.
idea.
Interesting.
Are you buying anything here?
I don't know. Let me check. Don't have a whole lot. I've only got like 200,000.
Here.
God, I got 7 million. Still trying to get my caterpillar.
Nice. Hey, Petrichor, how's it going today? Okay. Alright, let's make the dreaded run to Pyro. Actually, hang on, let me get my Stream Deck working so I can actually mute what I need to. Petrichor, what you up to? Anything fun and exciting going on for you today? A bike crash. Greetings and welcome. Let's see, at least you got still a couple million left.
At about 9 million. I've lost
Nice.
2
Yeesh.
because of stupid. I mean, I did kill one of their teammates, but I didn't know it was a teammate until they all just jumped me in space. And I couldn't jump for some reason. It just didn't let me jump.
Oh, maybe they had a mantis.
That's what it was.
Hey, Jesse, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
I think they had like something on it too. They had like a Ursa or something to revive on it.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because I killed 2 of them, and then the hammerhead came back around.
Yes. No bueno.
They all pushed me.
I've got the ship completely locked up.
Oh, you are not taking chances. I can't even go down. I'm stuck.
Try jumping.
Oh yeah, that worked.
There you go. Yeah, no, I've got it so literally every single thing is locked, aside from the hallway to the cargo, or the bridge, which I've got one door set so it can lock easy. And that's pretty much it.
Make one mistake, now you can't make another mistake.
Yeah, right? That was humiliating.
Oh, we are back. I go to the bathroom.
Alright, I'll start us on the way there. Well.
Well, what do we have here? A child among us. Let's see.
Welcome to the stream, Tism. How's it going? What you up to today? Okay.
1 sec.
Okay.
Crusader Industries. A journey worth taking. Systems on. Launch complete.
Right.
Landing gear up.
So, we're just gonna fly up here and see what we can do. Make some money. Hopefully.
Greetings, Sith_Trooper1234. Welcome to our sacred place.
Oh, that's funny, Sith. Or clone, or Tism. I like my women like I like my coffee too. Without other people's dicks in them.
Oh, when did I come back?
Hey, RoboFett, welcome to the stream, bud. How's it going? On
How do
the,
you turn on the,
what's that?
how do you turn on the
There
screen?
should be a power button somewhere.
See a turret button, that's all I see.
Oh, someone's in it too. Things are good, just got home.
Good. Yes, I love the C2 so
I
far.
love my guys like I like my energy drinks full of energy. 10 very dominant. Lol.
You doing some cargo?
Trying to.
No pets for
Just hoping
Minty.
I don't
Did
get
I do
jumped
something wrong?
like yesterday. But yeah, so far, digging the C2, got it the other day. And it's beautiful. Just expensive to refuel and refit and all that shit. But damn. Stash some ships in there. A ton of cargo. It's beautiful. Hey, Dad, I've been looking for you. Did you ever get that carton of milk? Welcome to the stream. And TVINV, greetings, welcome. Oh, whoops.
Well, well, well. What do we have here?
We have 2 dudes, 1 ship.
Yeah, I see 2 dudes in 1 call playing 1 game in 1 ship.
Fun stuff, huh?
Yeah. How do you pronounce your username for
Your Freakshow?
No, the
Sounds
dude
like
here.
the perfect
Fusion?
romance novel.
Fusion. Fusion, I got a question for you.
Yeah, perfect romance novel.
How
Sure.
do you like your women like coffee?
Or,
If you even drink coffee.
video, one of the
Can't
two.
just join a Discord comment. I don't really drink coffee. It's been a while since I go drink like 1 cup of coffee.
Okay, so nothing.
I don't like the kind of like the coffee kind of dark, but like the women white.
Oh boy. Off a big stretch there.
Spent 7 million on cargo for 696 SEUs.
Crazy. You know what you guys should do? You guys should gamble.
You can gamble. I would like to gamble.
I mean,
Sounds
you
like
always can. You guys can always find different versions of gamble and games. You just gotta know how to do so.
just betting on different stuff, I suppose. I don't know. Not a gambler.
Exactly.
I'm bad at it. I tend to keep going.
Oh. Well, Fusion, don't get in trouble, okay? I know Freakshow here can be a little scary, but as long as you're on his good side, he won't shove you down the basement.
Most of the time.
Yeah, I'm always shoved in the basement. He only gives me chicken nuggies and hot chocolate. That's all he gives me.
You go to the HR for that.
But no, I'm the co-owner of this Discord server.
Heck yeah. Can you ban some for me?
You would have to go through the
Hey,
right
Test, welcome to the
protocols.
stream.
You have
How's
to
it going?
go to the support channel and
But like that's
do
just
it
too
like
much
that.
work. You know, you can help me out here. You know, just buy 'em out
Or you
day or
could
so.
or we could go to private DMs and discuss the reasons and speed up the process here, you know?
What if there's not a reason? If there's just out of spite?
Well, fuck. Time to get in trouble.
That's how I live most of my life, just out of spite.
Happens if like $20 just happens to end up in your wallet.
Man, maybe if it was $50, man.
Ooh, a hard bargain. 25.
Oh, who's the name?
Crazy.
No, I'm joking.
You would do that to your boyfriend. That's so mean.
What
No, I
system
could
are you heading
have.
to?
I could enjoy the $25 and get the thrill of banning someone. Maybe. No, I'm joking. If you have an actual reason and proof, go through the right protocols. Go to the support channel and report them. Then
Who's doing their harassing feud?
the name, the username,
My old
and the
gemstone
proof.
mining ground.
No pets for
yes.
Minty. Did I do
Definitely some good
something
mining
wrong?
there.
I'll get some proof tonight. And I'll send it.
If it is
Need
in
to break
private
Jordan into
DMs,
some
we
mining.
cannot really help you since it is out of our authority.
Yeah. I'm in the VC.
Then that's a little bit more tricky to prove because you would need audio proof.
Ooh,
I'll
bounce.
slip it.
With day stamps and all that.
Rock the world.
Alright.
Greetings.
I'll get that.
Greetings,
Mining can be
Pokemon
fun.
community game. Welcome
Sad
to
that
our
Regolith
sacred
Rocks is
place.
shutting down love their setup.
With
Regolith
the
Rocks, I haven't
date
heard of that.
stamp,
What is that?
with the time stamp, with the proof of the username and clear shot of it.
Got it. Give that all to you. As soon as he says something, I'm clipping it.
Well, if you're saying something sexual and there's no child in the VC, then we can't really help you unless it's physically making you uncomfortable. But if it's just him saying slurs, then that's a different story. Because we do not accept anything sexual or slurs. Because that's a different story.
Yeah, so it was some guys that made a website for rock types / sizes / materials and refinement costs.
Nice.
And at UEX at some of these stuff you can buy from other players. Ooh.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And also, I have some things in my inventory that I can sell for a pretty penny.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Can't just put me on the spot right now. I saw it a second ago. Gotta find it again. This. Not that.
Quantum travel engaged.
The people, you lost the game. You lost the game, motherfucker. Yeah, I saw that. I beat the people. That or he didn't even try this time. The people, you still lost the game.
So,
Yes.
if he does actually have a reason and it is actually reporting it, if he sends me proof, do you want me to send it to you or do you want me to just take immediate action?
Let me know if it's something super serious. Otherwise, if it's like a mute or like timeout kind of thing, it's all good.
Okay.
Knew I was up to it here.
Boomstick.
I lost
for
the game.
1.6 million.
That's right, Robofet. Usually the person who joined in for just a second there, he drops in almost every night and says, I lost the game. I guess he didn't feel like it tonight. Hey,
Crazy.
Boncho Spaceman, welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud?
Fusion. What's the username?
The people, you still lost the game. Gonna come in and out here. Damn it. You gotta at least accept your defeat. Yes.
Be happy that that one other dude that sent you Galaxies hasn't joined yet. Because if he did, I would have muted you.
Lame. Need to disable my Twitch rewards.
Hey, don't be mad that you added that as a feature.
Can't try it. Every time I try it doesn't pop up. And the people leaving
Hey, it's also
just
not
do
like I'm abusing it or anything.
I'm sorry to hear that, people. But it's good to have you stop by either way. Even
Because
when
if
you
I
do
was
beat me,
abusing
I
it,
appreciate you.
I would mute
So
you
it is
every
good to see.
single stream. Which I
It's
don't believe in that
kind
kind
of a
of
fun thing to
work.
look forward to. So glad you're here, bud. True. Let's see. Why is it pitch black here? This is ridiculous.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Fun. The ship is so sketchy to try to land. It's the only thing I don't like about it.
Okay, I'll let you guys go. Fusion, keep me updated.
Yes.
So, welcome to the stream.
Like here's the thing, Fusion. If you make it if you make it a recurring thing that you're reporting someone for no reason, you'll be punished instead because you're wasting time. You're wasting my time and your freak show's time.
It's okay.
We are big,
Fusion.
busy, famous people.
Right.
Oh, before I go, everyone who's in his live streams, make sure you go join his Discord server. I know he's very terrible at promoting that.
Indeed,
The link should be in bio.
Thank you.
And if not, fix the little link to his old
SMR
server.
Angel,
We
welcome to
will
the stream.
get
How's it
it
going?
addressed. Bye-bye.
Doodles. Oh, didn't even let me say bye. Okay. Wait, you want that crossbow? I still got that crossbow on me.
Oh, you do? Nice.
Give that to you as a...
Ooh, I'm excited. Oh. Did you just,
Oh, you just teleported for me, too.
There you are. Alright, let's unload. So, how much more did you say you do need? 3 mil?
3, 4, something like that. It's a lot.
Gotcha.
Thought about quitting after those pirates.
Ooh, yeah.
And then I tried to buy some more neon at Rustville, and it just didn't let me buy anything. I have no idea how to fix it.
You want to toss them and I'll place them, or
Yeah, we can go that.
vice versa, either way.
That. No, I'll throw it for you to see it.
Oh no, what are you doing? Get back there. Shit's trying to fucking teleport on me. Oh, almost got me. Gotta be faster than that. Hey, crazy. Welcome to the stream, Trey. How you doing?
Trey, I try to report you. Just let you know. Didn't go as planned.
Hey, Dagger and Rose. How's it going? No, I already finished up
No,
the,
Xenofreed.
I already finished out the Xenothreat stuff. I'm just kind of waiting for the 4 mil mission to come back. That's about it.
Like sneak onto it with like a Drake motorcycle's called.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I watched a video of some dude parking like 30 kilometers out, and then he did just that.
I saw a video like that too. It was like one, but
Have you done Xenothreat yet, Dagger? Hold the lever, Crunk.
What can I do for you?
Hey, Tyra. Welcome to the stream. Once you get your caterpillar, you need to do some of these CZs so we can get the comp chips, comp boards, or whatever the fuck they're called. Because if you cash in or use all 6 or 7 of them, you get a free ship out of a randomized like 6 or 7 really good ships.
Oh yeah, I wanted to do that. I wanted like the big boss fight too.
Yeah.
Like use the egg. I want to do all that, but I'm not smart enough to know how to do it.
One of these is pretty easy. You just kind of, it's just like an arena almost, and you just got to survive till the thing opens. But there's another one I did that was like a fucking maze, and that one sucked. Okay, let's see. You still see the other, I think, 2 stations, just to see if I've got stuff to sell still on those. I want to say it was Rod's Fuel Depot and another R1, not Ruin, another small one.
What would you like?
Wacko, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
What would you like?
Oh, look who finally got on.
Oh, look at this guy. Always late to something.
Hey, Scrobias, welcome.
And he's muted. Man.
I was sleeping. Fuck you both.
When are you not sleeping?
I feel like it.
Also,
Doing
you guys
what?
did Xenothreat last night. I didn't need to be on for that.
You could have done Xeno.
I didn't want to do Xeno.
He's too scared to shoot a gun.
Oh, it's okay. He's a pussyfist.
Man,
It's okay. I know. Guns are scary.
damn, bitch, you ain't gotta be fucking mean.
I was able to turn on my.
Also, why'd you try to report me last night, you bitch?
I tried to report you like 10 minutes ago.
Why? What the fuck did I do? I wasn't even on.
Exactly.
Beach. I tried to bribe him too. That didn't really work.
Just up the price.
How about $25 and a steel penny?
Ooh, steel penny. Is that worth less
About
than a
20 of
regular
them.
penny?
No, it's actually worth more than a regular penny.
Oh, damn. How much more?
I'll give you a $50, a dollar coin, and a steel penny. And a $2 bill.
That brings your total to like
$3.50.
$3.50.
Yeah, but it's like, when's the last time you saw a $2 bill?
Anytime you go to the bank and ask for one.
When's the last
Anytime
time
you
you
go to
saw
the strip clubs in North Carolina.
When's the last time you saw a steel penny?
Didn't even know that those were a
ZZZ.
thing to be
I do not
entirely
slumber.
honest.
I'm merely
Yeah.
light in weight.
It's actually a steel wheat penny from 1943.
A wheat penny? Hey, Zale, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
I bet Freakshow remembers 1943.
You
I
know,
remember
back in my day,
2000
we knew how to respect our elders. You kids and your newfangled technologies like the air conditioning and your tiki-talks and your snappy chats. Why,
The Instagrams.
you and your Instagrammies, I tell you what, boy. Back in my day, we knew how to talk to people and call them the N-word.
Whoa.
Back in your day, you sent carrier pigeons with the N-word written on it. You still didn't talk to people. That was your version of texting.
Mm-hmm. No, that was called the Telegram. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys had to learn Morse code.
That was before the Telegram, and it transitioned into the Telegram, but yeah, sort of. So, that weather, huh?
Yep.
So, Trey, what are you up to?
Honestly, I don't know yet.
Ah.
Jordan. Why?
Did you join it?
I did. I just see your fucking face in the
Where?
corner of my damn screen.
If it wasn't bad enough to hear him.
Can't even see it. It's just nothing's there. You don't.
Oh, I'm glad you
exist
can
in
admit that. Just nothing there.
Why did you feel the need to hail me? What do you need?
It's all the button. I had to push the button. Yeah, the other buttons are there. It's gonna mess up the ship, so I'll have to call someone useless. Can you leave the call?
No, I'm making it your problem. You wanted to
Are
call
you
me.
flying a 400?
You
Hey,
wanted to be on the
Fabricator.
phone.
No, this is the
Making it your
C2.
problem.
How you doing today, bud?
Oh yeah, you have the C2. You don't need my ironclad.
Yeah.
I mean, it does about half of your ironclad cargo.
I mean, I could use your ironclad, you know.
True.
Since you hate me and all.
Doing well.
Good. What you up to?
You can use the ironclad.
Anything fun and exciting?
Too late now, I'm already on the C2.
How's the game running tonight?
So far, so good. I haven't run into any issues so far. But hey, always room for improvement.
Just scrolling TikTok.
I gotcha. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. What do you play Star Citizen?
Quantum fuel, 25%.
F7TZY, greetings, welcome to the stream, how's it going? I gotcha.
Where am I? This isn't Area 18.
Who are you people?
Yeah, took a break tonight.
No, it is. It just put me.
What do you usually fly? And hey, Marianne, welcome. Raylan lately.
Raylan lately vuotaskartis my go-to.
Gotcha. I do like the Raylan. I haven't tried the Asgard though. What kind of missions do you run? I mean, on the Raylan, I'm assuming cargo, but with the Asgard.
Doing hauling contracts.
Oh, gotcha. Labusi, greetings. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Axel, welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight? Is that soundboard again?
I didn't do one.
I didn't do one. Blaming me like always. Yep, that's a report right there. That's harassment.
Absolutely blaming you. I'm always blaming you.
That's harassment.
It's not harassment.
It's harassment.
That's not harassment. You're just a pussy.
Reporting on the Discord server. You're gonna get banned for a week.
Go get banned?
Yep, guess what? I know the owner, so.
Motherfucker, we're in the call with the owner. What did you... What?
How do you know that?
What do you mean, how do I know that? Dude, you've got to be stupid. I don't even know.
You don't know anything. I'm actually just a puppet, controlled by 2 million ants.
Oh, I really thought you were gonna say a puppet controlled by Jordan. I was gonna say, I'm surprised you last this long if you're controlled by Jordan.
I'm surprised I last this long too.
I would report both of you.
Hey, Smoke 420, greetings. Welcome to the stream, bud. How's it going?
Damn, what did Freakshow do to you?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. That makes it sound weird.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're checking the boxes.
Were you guys in my stream when I ended on the 4th?
In Mastery rank 12 now on Warframe.
Yeah.
I got my shit wrecked by my cat.
Oh yes, I did see that.
Yeah, my hand is still numb in like 4 places. Like completely numb. It's fucking weird. I don't like it.
Damn. Just like smack it around a little bit.
I don't know if that helps nerve damage. Mastery rank 12 on Warframe. Damn.
I don't think I meant your hand.
Oh yeah? You like her. She's real handy. Go to the doctor.
Go
yeah.
to the doctor.
I probably should. Apparently cat bites have a really high chance of losing you a limb. Like even treated. That motherfucker latched on hard. I was trying to tear her fucking head off my arm, and yeah.
What'd you do to the cat?
I fucking lightly touched its back. Like, I didn't even scratch it or anything. And I guess she's got a really bad soft sore spot from fleas or something. And she, like, whipped around and just latched onto my hand. And, like, she bit all the way down, like, complete mouthful, and would not let go. And I was, like, trying to shove my fingers in her mouth to pry her jaw open and shit. And, yeah, now I can't feel my index finger, the top of my hand, and my thumb. Like, at all.
Yeah, you should probably go to the doctor.
Yeah, doctors are pussies.
Dang, you locked
that sounds like you need to go to the doctor.
every door, even the ones that even go to like the bedrooms.
I figured because somebody could sneak on the ship and just hide until we're out, you know, out of a safe zone.
I guess that works. They can also just hide like back here, like you never check.
True. Alright, well, I had one box to sell.
I don't go anywhere that I can't auto-load.
I do.
Lazy. I'm gonna have to auto-load my caterpillar because it doesn't have a ramp. It just has.
It doesn't have a ramp?
Door. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have a ramp. So you just like the whole like front of it's just cargo, and you just shove them up there.
Huh.
You'll see when I get it.
Someday.
Someday.
Sparazard, welcome to the stream.
Stop losing all my money.
I know the feeling. It's okay.
I mean, I didn't pirate somebody, but I did go to Rustville, and there was a ship that no one was around.
So you tried to pirate the ship?
Well, it had, is it the, what are those? I gotta look it up. It was like a whole bunch of SUE crates of something.
Hey, Shen, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
Of.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, something.
Very astute.
And I put them on my ship, and I made it all the way to the Stanton Gate, and I ran into an asteroid. With some of the cargo I bought, too.
Oof.
So that lost me like a couple $100,000.
Hey, Benny, welcome to the stream. Oh, you're already back on the ship. Fuck. I was just gonna wait here patiently for you. Okay, let me refuel here. Piero, welcome. How you doing tonight? One more stop to see if I need to sell anything, and then we can go buy a bunch of profitable shit.
Not crash.
Hey,
Greetings,
Destroyer.
Destroyer underscore
Somebody yanked the ship out from under me,
12,769.
Destroyer.
Welcome to our sacred place.
Pretty sure I got stream sniped by that other person that was in chat saying they were new. They sure didn't sound new shortly after that. Hey, Tackling, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
It's so great hanging out with you all.
That unless it was one of your compatriots, Destroyer.
Shields off.
Damn, thank you guys for 14K likes. I appreciate it. Trey.
Join to give you my auto clicker.
I appreciate it. Hey, Princess, welcome.
What's funny is I literally joined, set it up, and then I was like, man, I want to go back to bed. I might just leave this bitch running.
Jeez, why is that so far away? Where did he go? There we go. Jordan, what a precious face. Hey, Catflish, welcome
Thanks
to the stream,
for
and thank you for the
following,
follow. How
Catflish.
are you doing today? Gotta make some money. Do, 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 do.
Greetings,
Do I work for Star
Catflish.
Citizen?
Welcome to our
I
sacred
do
place.
a lot of work for Star Citizen, but no, I don't work for Star Citizen. Why?
Lying to you.
Now, if I worked for Star Citizen, shit, I can't say it. Whatever. I would have a lot better ships. Citizen.
You got pretty good ships right now.
I got the.
You have a Hornet.
I don't have a Hornet.
Hermes. You're going to get a Hornet.
In theory. I don't know. You might decide he likes
I
it.
can get it to fucking work.
Hey, Shalois, welcome. I think I'm going to start an org. And anti-pirating, like, response team.
Oh, well then, shit.
If I can't join, or
Me and Jordan can't join. Damn, that's crazy.
Actually, Freak, you can't join either.
It was one time.
You can't turn it away, man. You lived life.
Not gonna lie, I was tempted to turn on him while we were sitting there waiting for people. I thought it'd be fun, but then I'm like, yeah, there's 5 of them, and yeah.
I was on a grenade.
Still would have been fun. Watch me like, what the fuck? Who's shooting at me?
That's when you kill one of them and you just start pointing in random directions, saying that one.
Yeah, like that fucking Spider-Man meme with the 3 Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
Start blaming people.
Hey, Cassowary, greetings, welcome. But now I'm thinking it's gonna be like a do-gooder kind of thing, so it'll be like anti-pirate and then like accept rescue beacons and shit like that kind of thing.
I accepted a rescue beacon once. I saved him twice, and then I snuck onto a ship and just kept on turning off the thrusters and stuff.
Oh, you're terrible. T-I-B-L-E. Terrible.
Self-destructed. Actually, he crashed into a planet just to get me off of the ship.
I hate it when that happens.
I mean, I was just trying to get a ride back to one of the stations, and he just didn't want to do it, so... mess with him. Because my ship was destroyed trying to save him. I had to think of my own way.
And maybe next time, I'm sure if you would have asked him, like, hey, yo, can I get a ride back to one of the stations?
That's what I did. I went to VoIP, and I started talking to him, and he did not want to he kept on trying to kill me.
Rude. Hey, Rodney Argueta, welcome. How's it going tonight, bud?
I don't think you should have just let him die.
Sergeant Who's Hots? Or Who Shots?
I didn't know he was going to try to kill me.
Hey, thank you for the follow, bud. Appreciate it. What you up to tonight, bud?
No.
Just looking at some burgers recipes.
Nice.
Why did you call me a mouth breather? You.
What kind of
fuck?
burgers?
Burger?
That's what I heard. Nimble Teeth Jen. Greetings. That's kind of an intimidating username. How's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Almost said some crazy shit, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I thought. Why do you want to say it?
I'm not gonna dog on Nimble Tooth Gen too much.
Oh.
Kia, greetings. Welcome. How you doing tonight? And Adrian, welcome. Never heard of any org stories of people that just want to be lazy and rich. Maybe they're pirates, maybe they're do-gooders. Maybe they were tragic orphans raised by aliens or crusaders of God, but no backstories of people being lazy. That's fair.
Praise lazy.
It would be a little bit boring. I don't know. It could be like a traveler's club, you know, just go system to system and see the sights, something like that. Still sounds kind of boring, but, you know, to each their own.
No money out of it.
Right.
I'm in it for thrills. I want to.
Chuck's Burgers and Beefsteaks Burgers, and about to buy like 30 burgers for myself.
Yeah,
I
that
love
crossbow
burgers.
I gave you, that's a really good gun. It can one-shot anything.
Nice.
I even one-shotted my brother with it. Acting like Daryl Dixon.
Nice. I do love me some burgers. And beefsteak would be real nice.
Oh fuck no! I lost a helmet. God damn it.
Sure.
Fuck.
Your
Oh, yeah, I
collection.
got you a helmet, bro. I
Oh,
got
yeah.
you the Xeno threat mission.
Did you?
Nice, I get space racist mission. Hell
Did you
yeah.
end up still being able to save any of the armor from that one mission?
It didn't let me pick up any of the armor. It just let me pick up the helmet.
No, from the one before that. The one you did on your own with Maxie.
You can't go wrong with burgers.
True.
No, it didn't work. I couldn't even pick up the helmet on that one either. Like,
Oh, I thought you had a bunch of armor in your inventory when we got briefed yesterday. Hey, Leviron, greetings. Welcome.
Still need to get you those. Oh no, we lost it, Overlord.
Ah, damn. There you go.
Guy stole my ship.
So would they be
Someone else
reviewing real life food or food from in-game, like the non-existent pizzas? Oh my gosh!
What do you
is
like
going
on your burgers?
I'm pretty plain Jane. I like just a good yuck hamburger. Maybe some. What is going on?
If you hit the
provolone or something like that. Oh my gosh! There we go.
Give me money.
Jordan.
Not global chat. Dream chat. It's different.
Arguably worse. Oh, what the shit? It's closing. Why am I not slowing down? What the fuck is going on with this thing? McCawk, greetings. Welcome. How's it going?
Why are you begging in stream chat?
Because maybe the people in stream have like billions of dollars. And like, want to be my sugar daddy.
Yeah, they got billions with.
Oh, that's why. What the fuck? My acceleration was turned like stupid far down. I'm like, why the fuck is it not going?
This tray. Always Trey.
Damn it, Trey. Hey, Tombstone, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Ooh. La, ah.
Systems off.
All right.
Fucking cave with it. I had the red, fucking Oni helmet earlier, but I died in a cave with it.
You can buy that one in Levski.
Buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to pay me.
I'm sorry, I don't want to go to Pyro.
Go to Nick. It's not in Pyro, it's Nyx.
You can go to Nyx, I think.
Nyx is relatively safe.
Oh, they both suck.
Nyx isn't bad. Hey, Texas Toast, didn't see you drop in. How are you doing today? I guess I can go here first. Hey, Matt, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Night, whatever this is. Oh, all right. Chula's Beacon. Or something. Beach. Yeah, not Beacon.
I love to when I start playing Stars Stars and the two will be my first Japan of the two.
That was lovely. Thank you, Sergeant. Yeah, C2 is definitely one of my favorites so far. I just wanted a carrier, honestly. So I can bring, like, mining ship and maybe eventually a salvager. And, of course, a small fighter, too.
Trey. He's teeny tiny.
I mean, if Trey hadn't decided to keep the ship...
I don't want the ship. I don't want it. I want it out of my hangar.
He doesn't want a free, or not a free ship. He bought it. No, man.
It's not free. I bought it.
What do you think about the O2?
I don't want it.
I haven't tried the A2.
Too broke for the A2.
Because the A2 is bigger, isn't it? Ultimate Phantom.
To go to McDonald's and order up the dollar menu.
Excuse me. I'll show you my bank
too.
account right now.
It's a bomber.
Oh, gotcha. I don't know. I haven't really fucked around with any of the bombing. I'll be honest, I don't really get the point of it.
So it holds less cargo.
Like, what situations would you actually use bombs?
The situation last night?
Yes.
True. Okay, what's going on?
I don't think it would be necessary for someone to open my
No
ship
pets for
up,
Minty.
but
Did I do something wrong?
probably just me. What are you clicking?
Trying to get the shit to move. There we go. Oh, there's a...
To remove said location and everything
That's
within
the one
it.
that killed me.
Hemophilic Venom, greetings. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? But I mean, so are you saying you would just use that on, like, the facility bounty hunt missions, or... Because there's not really any FPS missions. Oh, they're good against large ships. Okay.
The A2 holds colossal bombs, which are essentially Moabs.
That'd be pretty cool. So could you theoretically manually arm and throw the bomb out of the cargo bay? Like with a max lift? Or does it specifically have to be loaded into a rack or something? Directly out of the bomb? Oh, directly out of the bomb chute. Damn. I was thinking that'd be cool. Just throw a bomb in here in the cargo bay, go down and manually arm it and
Haven't
toss
done
it.
myself, but I've seen people throw them out and shoot them to detonate.
Oh, that's cool.
Shields off.
Aim Apollo. Let's see what happens if I send him money. Aim underscore Apollo.
So what are some other cool tactics or different things like that? Because I had the same question about the bombs as I do with the tanks. Like, yeah, the tanks are fucking cool, but what's the point? I mean, unless you've got some big organization versus org kind of get-together going on, I mean, is there really much of a point to having the tanks? Because I thought, shit, that'd be cool. But why? Four payments. Run Davies.
Not quite
welcome.
sure myself, never. FKD with the tanks.
Ah, gotcha. Like, I mean, I guess I could see getting like an AA tank and then, you know, guarding as somebody unloads cargo or something. I could have used that yesterday, but I don't know. That's about all I could see to it point-wise. That or, again, you know, the on-facility bounty missions. Fusion, how much did you send him?
Me?
No, the other Fusion.
Wait, what?
Yes, you.
I just want to drop bombs on criminals.
Jordan, I
Dude,
think a box
same.
of rocks might be dumber than, or might be smarter than you.
Oh. You fucked up your insult. That means it falls back on you.
Fair enough.
Sergeant, I was thinking about starting an org just for, like, anti-pirate response / rescue only. Just because I'm a fucking do-gooder like that. Jonanen, or Yonanen. I'm not a cop, I'm a vigilante, thank you very much. Time for some prison justice, boy.
If I could, I would have joined you.
Ah, no worries. Oh, type in chat, Fusion, quick.
KK, I don't know.
Bounty hunting Vita when it comes in is gonna change a lot of stuff.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Can you imagine being on the ground and saw a group of A2 over top of you?
That would be intimidating. Play some Flight of the Valkyries in the background.
Citrus beef burritos for 1 million. I have to get one of those.
Jeez, and you wonder why you're broke. Oh wait, you're not broke. I am.
I mean, I'm pretty broke.
I'm part of an NDA group run by
got
some sick
7.5.
devs for the game. I always get to test new stuff. first.
My ship cost.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that. Be pretty
12
cool.
million. You're not gonna send me any money? What the heck, man? Why do you want me to type in chat?
He said he was going to send it back. Not surprised he didn't.
Scammer. What are we buying?
The new gun, the CQ-7, looks like a futuristic G36, but it's great.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Is that the bullpup?
Yeah.
That would be nice. I would not mind.
I like my gamer name Who Shots because you never know who shot you.
Right? Hey, Shen, welcome back.
Oh my goodness, he sent me $2 bills. See, I got my money back. ×2.
Nice.
Mm.
Hey, Rich the Cardo. Greetings, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight, bud? Why does my sensor keep turning off? It's annoying. Let's see.
Nobody's knows when I shoot them because dual size 8 Medusas go doof doof.
Mercy, your freak show.
This is pretty. I didn't know it was right by the sea. Espenita, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight?
ZZZZ. I do not slumber. I'm
What are
merely
you
light
running
and
like? Are you running cargo or something else?
Yeah, just doing commodities.
Everybody hates us. And Trey is probably eating again, falling asleep.
Not doing either. I'm waiting for my cargo.
Auto loading like
At once.
a little baby. Can't get his hands.
Yes, agreed.
Soft hands.
Oh my god, I'm actually gonna fucking end it. What the hell? Why do I have to claim the insurance? I
Oh,
just
hate
loaded this
that.
bitch.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, fuck.
I'm sorry. That really sucks, losing your cargo that way. That happened to me as well.
Hold on. No, I fixed it. Ah. I went back up to the main lobby area, and then I came back down.
Coming.
And it fixed.
Run Davies, welcome back. How's it going?
Welcome back.
Is that a new...
What am I?
Are you coming?
Right behind you.
Oh, what the shit? Oh, you were falling through the floor again. Let's see.
Are there still bugs with the C2?
So far, the bugs I've had is the hanger randomly eats the C2 every once in a while, so I lose the C2 and everything in it. I think that's the biggest one.
You gotta. It's Pyro Man. Come on. You gotta.
Yes.
Do you have stuff here you're putting up already?
Ah, damn it. It's fucking bugged anyway on this one.
How is it?
There's a human, apparently.
Might just be you, man. Might just be you.
Apparently.
Alright, let's do humans now.
Like how you complain
Alright.
about the cargo ramp being down, but then you just leave it anyway. Can you figure out...
The biggest bug I've been hearing about is the elevator on the C2.
Where the commodity thing is?
Yes, yippers, yipperinos.
So far, my friend here falling through the elevator is the first time I've seen that. Oh, hey, look, a dead person. Oh, damn. He's got some cool armor.
Buying... I would buy some stupid. Here we got construction materials, scrap,
CMAT, and you can buy as much as you want of it.
It is max inventory over here. So
hell yeah! Where the f did you go? Why can I
inside.
never see you?
I hate that bug where you can't see your teammates. I spend all my money on this one cargo.
Yeah, CMAT is the top profit, like #1. So if you're gonna do one, that would be it.
All right, spending all my money.
Yeah,
it's done.
Cool. So okay, which building did you go to?
I don't know how to do this.
Just come outside and flash your light.
Do you see a big old pillar and like a telephone pole in the middle of the place?
Yes.
And there's like a building right next to it, like right next to it, like right on top of it. I don't know.
Just the one with the lit up garage door?
No. Can you go up? I don't know where you're at. I can't really see you. Are you on foot?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you're way the fuck over there. Okay.
Just shoot.
That works. How much cargo did you get? Do you remember how many SUs?
It says 94, 96.
Oh, you only got 96 SUs? Okay, cool.
About the 8 of the biggest ones I get.
Cool. Shoot again? Oh, never mind, I found it. Here we go.
Okay.
I think I can probably buy 2.
Better than none.
Yep. Oh, I can buy 20. All right.
Trey is kind of here. We don't like Trey.
Yeah, Trey, we're doing big cargo runs over here.
Spent all my money on this cargo run. If it's gone, I'm quitting the game.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to go to a different landing pad anyway.
Yeah, we gotta. I'm gonna see if this one. Actually, no, we need to go to one that's like you can land the ship at. This one is you can't even land it anywhere close. Cause you got a fatto ship.
Oh, here, at least this one works.
You could try to land it. I don't know.
I might be able to kind of. I was gonna say I could leave it turned on so I can hover, but maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah, let's. Not the last time.
Yeah.
I'll try to get it stolen again.
What is that?
Everybody thought it was my fault.
Thinking only mostly.
It's just coincidence that I was a distraction somehow.
Cop to pitch, welcome. Any interesting books? I've been going through the the Wandering Inn series audiobooks. So just listen to them on the way to and from work. But Wandering Inn is super good series. Kind of depressing, this last book, though. How about you? Hey, Poison, welcome to the stream. What you up to today, bud? Seems interesting. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like fantasy, I guess, lit RPG, I think. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit.
I don't think so either. I mean, if you... No, that's not gonna fit either. Let's even find a pad.
There's another ship over here. Yeah, here's a pad, but I'll probably, again, get stuck leaving it running. Which I don't like. Not after last time. Oh. Oh. Let's just give you a little nudge there.
It's not a little nudge. That was...
My bad. My bad, G.
You flipped the whole thing. The thing is on its back.
Oh, that ain't gonna work.
Oxygen on this planet?
Probably not.
There is.
Is there?
Rank. Without dying.
Oh my gosh. This is not gonna work.
You want to move this raft and... Oh, we got a... I go kill him.
No, don't kill him yet. Who is it? Or, I mean, what kind of ship?
It's, Hermes.
Oh, he's still alive?
He's flying around. I think he's watching you. He's just stupid.
I mean, he's not the one trying to push ships out of the way to figure out how to land.
I think if you can just push this raft out of the way, you should have enough room on this side. Just don't blow up. I'm gonna be left here without anybody. Maybe this guy. Maybe this guy can give me a ride. I'm a changed man. I'm not gonna try to kill him.
That's gonna be the first thing you try to do.
I was gonna try to kill him.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, you just hit me with the raft. Just face planted.
Waiting for the friendly fire.
You're tapping it.
Stuck on the building. That's why. Try not to go hog wild and like destroy. Can you see? Is it bricked?
You can't get inside of it. Unless I get in the airlock, but the airlock is up top. I don't know if I can get... Oh, jeez, don't hit me with the ship again. You just land right there? Is that good enough?
Maybe?
Yep, look at there. Perfect fit.
Hell yeah. Like a glove.
Like a glove.
Oh, if I could choose an author to write novels for Star Citizen. Ooh. I don't know.
Bilbo Baggins.
mean J.R.R. Tolkien. I don't know, R.C. Bray. Yeah. I think that's his name anyway. Oh, nope. Not exit ship. Lower deck.
Just gonna say hi. Hopefully he doesn't shoot first.
I'm gonna say, fuck's sake, if they start shooting at you, get back to the ship and release, or at least securing until
ZZZZ. I do
something
not
happens.
slumber. I'm merely
You just
light in
noticed
weight.
This one doesn't work over here unless he's trying to move. I don't know what he's doing.
You know, I don't know how far this ramp is gonna throw me, so I'm just gonna stand back.
So what happens if he pulls up like very good commodities right now? Like
Just say no.
yeah.
Jordan, steal it.
Be like that, like you telling me to steal it. I think he rented the Hermes because it worked way too close. The ramp is just gonna hit the back of it. It's gonna make him fly. Hidden am I? Oh yeah, you can't even see me.
You don't see me.
I'm a black guy.
Bruh.
Superhuman speed. Where's this guy at? Alright, so what happens if I knock him out? On the tables. It's not killing him.
You'll still get a crime stat.
We're on statin?
No, you will still get a crime stat, I believe. They still consider it an assault, so...
Blue cargo. I don't know if that is
maybe cobalt or something? He's probably got contracted cargo if it's blue.
Yeah. I don't want to kill you if it's contracted. Keep your spare change.
Come load.
I'm coming. Watch out for a guy in a white and purple suit coming at us.
Hey, R, welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud? Oh, shit.
I can do what? Oh, I see. I get it.
Thank you.
Oh, we almost got unlucky.
Yeah.
Thing like it was gotta go to the sun.
Got it. Thank you.
I like to put all my cargo into the ship first, because people can run up and put it down.
Good.
Good. Glad to hear it, bud. What you up to today?
Y'all hauling?
Yes, sir. Trying to haul anyway. Oh, shit. Landed right on top of me.
My bad.
Okay, so I'm putting my stuff on the left side of the hangar, and then you can have the right side for yours. You got considerably more than me anyway.
About 100.
Jeez, it's gonna take forever.
Yep. Only if we had a, a third person,
I got one more load.
I just upgraded my ship, trying out some Merc contracts.
Stupid.
Nice. What kind of contract or Merc contracts? I always like the 890 jump.
How much does construction give you?
So if you spend 7 million, you'll get 2.8 mil profit.
Ooh, that's like right on, that's about what I need for my caterpillar.
Yeah.
It's almost there.
Marcy be free. Greetings and welcome. Okay, last load for me, and then it's all yours.
Yeah, boy.
My gosh. There we go.
See how many boxes this elevator can hold.
12.
12 of them? Alright, just make them in a stack of 12. Come on. Believe in you. First batch.
I done hurt myself.
Well, wearing safety equipment and sue them.
Ooh. Barely caught that one. Done chucking them for a second. I'm going to try stacking them better. So that's one of the downsides with this thing so far, is stacking them is a pain in the ass because the walls are angled. Oh. Hey, Tyler and Bullet, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, what's happening, Holmes? How's it going, bud?
Bad thunderstorm happening is what's going.
Oh, nice. Well, that's always fun, I suppose. Got any hail or anything fun like that?
Yeah, bad lightning as well. Don't want to start up my PC either, lol.
Ooh, gotcha. Yeah, can't say I blame you there.
Scritch me at your
Oh
own
gosh, hold
peril.
your fire. Haven't taken this many boxes to the face since band camp.
That's insane.
How's the verse tonight?
So far so good. No issues yet. Something you want to say, Trey?
No, nothing that'll get you, nothing that'll keep you monetized.
Were you just reminiscing about band camp yourself?
A little bit, yeah.
Gross.
Potty mouth over there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's Trey for you.
What did Bullet say? I know it was fucking Bullet.
Potty mouth over there, huh?
Yep. Bullet, join the VC and say it to my face.
Oh.
It is my friend, it is.
Okay. Ready for your next load.
And I can't yet.
Hey, yo. Hey, no way. Jordan 17. Back up, back up.
Keep it in your pants, man. Keep it in your pants.
Malphus, welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud?
I'm gonna...
I don't want to risk my PC right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Do we have enough room for all this?
Maybe. How many more loads do you think you got?
Lot.
I cherish that more than my girlfriend
Let's see how many
LMAOJKJK.
boxes I have left. I have 58 boxes left.
Yeesh, it'll be tight, but we'll try. I doubt it.
She said. As long as we can get to the cockpit, that's all I care about.
Yeah, it keeps the side and middle free.
Big lighting just now.
Okay, why is that not placing? Fuck. Alright, let me get situated again here.
And I need a clean pair of shorts.
Lighting's that bad, huh? Wait a minute.
I have to unload this too.
No, thankfully we can, oh shit, we'll just have to manually unload mine. And then,
Bottom of mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm hiding in my makeshift fort in the living room.
Oh, good. Did you forget? You didn't forget your special teddy, did you? Yeah, Thunder Buddy. All right. Should be able to do at least one more.
Nope, I got it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. So I've got 20 crates. We'll just remember that. I've got 20. Because I'm gonna restack this so it makes actual sense.
Yeah, I could every one of stack it.
I see.
20 crates, got it.
I have like 46 left in here. This one. Only if someone had an ironclad I can use real fast.
You said you didn't want it. I offered 20 minutes ago before I started this. And you
Didn't
said
know
you didn't want it.
Thought the C2 can handle all this.
It can.
Well,
I just
you
gotta
thought
stack
wrong,
it.
And now that's your problem.
Yeah.
Trey, I am sensing some negative energy coming from you. You need to
Yeah, you should be.
breathe. Use your breathing exercises.
No.
Goosefraba.
I'm down.
My breathing exercise is just my vape.
And
The only breathing
a real
exercise
puff.
that makes everything worse.
Yeah, it kind of does, but...
Woosa.
How the fuck do I get out of this hangar?
Carefully.
Hit Alt in, and it lets you out.
No, like, to the... I don't know, I'm on Orison. I don't ever go to Orison. Where's the fucking elevators?
Orison sucks.
If you if you go out, there's like a little like bar place where you buy all your stuff. It's gonna be to your left as soon as you walk out. Gonna be like a little metro pull down there, and then
Right, kind of understood what I misunderstood what I meant. How do I get out of the hangar?
All right, so it's like every other.
Oh, I
hangar.
see it. I see it. There was only one. Why is there only one?
They're not financially stable enough to buy two. Okay.
That's annoying.
It's mini Bespin. You think
Well,
they've got
Freakazoid
that kind
went
of
to
money?
moving cargo to climbing ladders. Haha.
Yeah, that was sketchy, to say the least.
Never been to Orison.
Yeah, Orison sucks.
They can't buy 2 separate areas, but they could put 4 elevators in one area? Why do I have 4 elevators in the hangar? What the hell's the point of having 4 elevators?
Why are there 4 pedals when there's 6 directions?
Fuck! I fell out of the map.
Oh.
Loser.
Hold on, got all F4.
Sorry about it.
No, don't Alt F4. That doesn't save you from falling through the map.
It doesn't?
No, you gotta actually
You already done it.
exit. Or backspace, rather. Either way.
I have to back. Oh my god. Well, shit. That means I have to reopen the game. Then. exit the-
Okay guys.
Do
Chile
we have enough
can't
space
handle
for me to
all
call
these
another one, or is this the last
conspiracies.
one?
Fuck. Why is there a dead zone right there? That's fucking weird.
You might just have to come back.
That's definitely weird. Like, there's a 1.5 block
Cargo
dead space.
ghosts.
I was gonna say, cargo fucking ghosts. In Minecraft, man. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh my gosh, whatever. Y'all trying to have a ditty party? Yeah, I agree. The sunset does look nice. Oh shit.
To my bed.
All right, good for probably another. We should be able to handle 12. How many more you still got?
46. 25 after.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's see, we can take...
Quite a bit.
Oh no. No. Owie. Oh, at least we don't have to fight overheating for once.
It's a nice looking planet.
Yeah, I want this one.
I'll say, man.
The fuck? Chala's Beach.
Bro, you know what TikTok should do with live is GIFs in the comments lol.
Right? I think Twitch may have that.
Greetings, Freed Soviet no KPI New Ye. Welcome to our sacred place.
What the word is for that one? On lock or some shit. I don't know.
You got that shit on dick.
On dick? That's gross.
You don't like dick? Since when?
Since always. It's yucky.
It's crazy.
Wait a minute.
It's crazy once. They locked me in a room.
Why is the hab so fucking nice on Orison? Why don't... This is an actual apartment.
Right?
It's in the clouds, man. It's Cloud City from Star Wars. Come on now.
This is a dead-ass
Hello.
apartment.
Hey, sketchy.
Welcome. How's it going, bud?
Love it when your cargo just goes through the cargo. Love it so much.
I am doing good at.
Good.
You.
Good, Anakin. I'm doing all
Do
right,
it.
thank you.
Do it.
Do it.
You were the chosen one. You said you would destroy the Sith, not join them. You underestimate my power.
You underestimate my power. Oh.
I just... Singular one.
Yep. The shit. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
My house of cards. It's falling. It's okay. I got another side I can still go through.
There's only one return, guys, and it's not of the Jedi, it is the King.
Ah. I got it. What the are you like glitching like crazy?
It's just a skill issue on your side. I'm trying to figure out how to get this one back up.
It's not gonna. It was not.
That's all.
Oh, I fell through too.
Oh, and I just closed.
Oh no.
Let me
Oh,
open
you
it back
closed
up.
it. Okay, I thought I was just like tipping over.
Come on, hurry up and close.
And there goes your ramble.
Right. There you go.
Or left. You got plenty of room in here. What the heck?
Yeah, not according to that. Yeah, it's the C2. Oh, shit.
No pets for Minty. Did I do something wrong?
There.
OMG Samsies.
Still waiting for
love
my
it.
feet pick.
All right. I mean, we might be able to fit like 3 more, maybe.
Twinning.
But I don't know. It might be best to just save what we got and go. To hurl L1 or hurl 1, you know, either way. Yeah, if it didn't make you fucking reserve this whole center thing for the elevator, it'd be awesome.
Every time I land near you, I am going to say, "What's poppin' twin?"
What's poppin', twin? You, good there, Jordan? I'm like a fucking shadow. What the fuck? Are you in the ship? Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yep.
fuck. You just appeared right in front of me.
Batman.
I'm Batman. Swiggle Wiggle, greetings, welcome to the stream, and Farah Nico, welcome.
He said, aha, lol.
Aha. What's happening today? Greetings and welcome. To Stanton or Stanton, you know, either way. Ooh, this is gonna be a long jump.
Bro, you know what's funny in game? You can turn your ship upside down and lower your elevator. Area 18.
Right? It can be helpful, I'm sure, at some point. Hey, Ultimate Phantom, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight, bud?
Storm is almost done for. Woohoo.
Yay! Getting on after. Hey, Brian, welcome. How you doing tonight, bud?
Does a bear chit in the woods?
I mean, probably. Hey, Nut Juggler, welcome to the stream. How you doing, bud? What's up? What you up to today, bud? Meowdy. Howdy, Meowdy. How you doing?
Not sleeping.
Not sleeping? Oh, that's a good thing to do when you're awake.
OMG, that was totally off-putting.
What, howdy, Meowdy? Meow, what you doing over here, Meow?
His name? Meow meow.
Meow meow. What's that?
You stop that right meow.
Meow, do you know why I pulled you over?
I'm just yapping with streamers while I work on a Discord bot for SC Discords.
Nice. That sounds fun. What kind of bot are you working on? Like one of the update announcer kind of things?
It's not. It's to help with bot problems. It'll automatically give a link roll when linked to RSI. Duh, robot,
nice.
probably.
Oh, damn, you sure are right, Bullet.
You'll put a code in your bio on RSI to link to Discord.
Ah, gotcha. Hey, Andrea and R,
And
welcome
you
back.
only have to link once. It'll work across all servers using my boy. Bot.
My boy, look what they've done to my boy. Hey, Plumbo Box, welcome. How you doing today, bud?
My boy.
My boy, look how they
Combat is bugged
murdered
me.
him. Uh-oh. What's it doing?
Hello, Captain.
Hey, Ether, welcome to the stream, bud. How's it going? Oh, people falling through the maps again.
It's okay drinking tonight.
Nice. Hopefully just the right amount.
Enemies seem to lag and I can't damage them.
Oh, that sucks.
I thought of a sick name for the bot too.
Yeah? What's that?
Quantum fuel, 75%.
Damn, almost
Moby
90
Link.
GB. Or GM, GB. Only at 75%. Moby Link. Nice.
I think it's tasteful.
I like it. Makes sense.
Maybe, but I am planning to get the Vanguard Warden instead of the Freelancer.
Really?
I
Okay.
dislike Trey.
Why? Because he ain't helping. Squeezy, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I think you mentioned the Warden, though, last night. But yeah, that'd be cool. I wonder if these rings are physical. Or if I can just clip through them. Hey, Lance, welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud? Susie, welcome.
Yes, big guns and magic damage lol.
Right? Nailed it. You have access to turrets, right? Just in case. Rabbi Summit, welcome to the stream. How you doing, bud?
What are you up to tonight, bud?
Oh, just running some more cargo. Mainly helping Fusion out here.
Contract work?
Nah, just commodities. Seems to be a little bit more lucrative. Minus the load time. Jordan, are you muted or just being quiet? Or AFK?
I made 4.8
Grinchiest
million
Grinch,
doing that
welcome.
last night.
Nice. Hell yeah. What were you loading and selling? Nailed it.
Lots of aluminum.
Ah, I gotcha. Hey, whatever pays the bills. I think
Oh
it
yeah,
failed
I
to
put
jump.
everything into it every time.
Nope, there we go. Yeah, same.
So what's with the update?
Now I have 4.8 million.
What update is that? 0.8, nice.
IDKI, just work here.
I was gonna say, I didn't know there was an update yet.
.8.3 it says.
Oh. Must have just been a hot fix or live fix or something. I haven't noticed anything different aside from
I want a big home ship.
not really anything. Ether, save up for the C2. It's awesome. And you can store other ships in it. That's my biggest thing. Hey, Stock, welcome to the stream.
$15 million right.
It's 18.9.
Yeah, it is, and 5 GBS update SMH.
Oh,
jeez.
more expensive.
Yeah, but it's definitely worth it. Put ships in it, you can load cargo pretty much equivalent to the Raylan. I think the Raylan's a little bit easier to load, but not by much. Only because it's exterior. Hey, Astro, greetings. Welcome to the stream, bud. How you doing tonight?
And with the upgrades, it's a tank. It's
Right.
C1's big sister.
Yeah, pretty much.
Came from SC chat.
Oh, no shit. Right on, man. I appreciate it. It's my buddy I'm flying with Fusion in chat there. But I appreciate you stopping by. What you up to tonight? How's the verse treating you? Hey, TXBE, greetings and welcome. How you doing tonight, bud?
My sea babies, I love Crusader.
I was gonna say I like Crusader a lot more than Drake so far.
Just doing some salvage run.
Oh hell yeah, running some cargo myself. What kind of salvager you got? Welcome, Trek. How's it going?
This is what happens when I type in global chat.
Damn, appreciate it.
No pets for Minty. Did I do something wrong?
Just started playing after the wipe, so renting a salvation.
Oh, I gotcha. I just started playing
Will it see you
after
later,
the wipe
Cap?
in
I
general.
am still
too.
thinking about getting the Vanguard or the Mole first.
Ah, nice. You might as well get the Vanguard, something you'll really enjoy. But yeah, Stock, I played since DefenseCon, basically. That's about it. Just trying to avoid pirates for the most part.
And combat continues do pay.
Yes, yes it does.
He says he tries to avoid pirates, yet he still plays with Jordan.
I mean...
Yo, Trey, keep it in your pants.
the lesser of two evils.
Hey, yo, what the hell?
Huh.
Yeah, because Jordan's an awful pirate. He's bad at his job.
Excuse me.
But you have heard of him.
Yes, you have heard of me. But I have stolen. I just can't fight with crap.
Yeah.
You have stolen. You're just bad at getting it to the place it needs to go.
Or the game just eats it.
Yeah, that seems to be
a
my
pirate.
biggest issue. It's the game just eating the cargo.
Freight is my biggest issue.
Yeah.
I try to be.
Yeah, Ether, I'm thinking about starting an org that's going to be specifically like anti-pirate, like response team / medical rescue.
Yes.
Hey, Prince Usi. Prince Usi? I hope that's how you say it. How's it going tonight, bud?
We're selling it here.
Yes. Okay, so 20 for me and the rest for you. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I always forget you can do front loading
That
on this
sounds
thing.
fun. I want to be a part of it, Captain.
Hell yeah.
Freak yeah. Jigsaw.
I don't think I've ever used the front loader on this.
Just not upstate this generation, man. I say exit ship instead of going. No, oh never mind. Stop it.
Abre la puerta.
I will have the Vanguard ready to fight and die for the cause, Captain.
Hell yeah. Hey, there's a drop there. Oh
Yeah,
shit, I
we'll
could have
just-
parked a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll throw them in.
Wee.
Oh, peace.
Did you catch it?
You threw it too far, man.
I
My
just
tan
knew-
legs can't go that fast.
Figured you'd be a better catcher than that by now.
Not with a tractor beam. I don't even have a max lift. I just have a normal tractor beam.
Why don't you have a max lift? Weren't you guys giving me shit the other day?
Cause I keep on losing it. I don't want to buy more of it. So
Same.
Bro, how is it even possible that you guys keep losing your fucking max load?
Because I have a
Because
secondary
we do
weapon.
cargo missions. We don't just do cargo missions.
Why do you need a secondary weapon? You only need one weapon.
You need an assault rifle and a
happens if that-
sniper.
You
Runs
need
out of
an
ammo.
assault rifle.
And a
What do you do
sniper.
with the
What do you need a sniper for? Just change the assault
Can't
rifle
wait
to
for
single
the
fire.
org cap.
Most
See you
rifles
later,
don't
let
have
me
single
know
fire.
I want to join.
Then get one that does.
They suck. I got
No,
the
they
kill
don't.
shot. Oh, actually, this is the crossbow. But I've got the kill shot, and yeah. The Juicy Eye made it for me. Oh yeah, I hope you're keeping track, by the way, because I totally stopped counting.
Are we just doing 20 of the same boxes?
Yep.
Or we... How many can fit in a row? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That was magical. All right, see you later, Ether. Oop, shit.
All right, you're gonna have to hit me with a box.
I lost control. Sorry.
Pin to the face. Why is it not snapping?
I was gonna say that second one started fucking up.
I don't know what's going on. Alright, that's still 6. I don't care. It's 17. Oh, not 17. Bad.
Trying to shortchange me over here?
13.
Jeez. You go from 17 to 13.
I don't know how to count. I'm not smart. That's why I use AI.
Oh, you know what? I just realized. I don't know if we can do auto load with yours. Since I have to send down the ship to do it. Unless it'll let you send down the ship? I don't know. We'll try.
I'll just steal the ship and put it in my hangar.
I mean, you could auto load and then send in the money.
No, we can do that too.
Oh, true. It also means I'd have to do the... Oh, no. Yeah, there we go.
2 more crates. No, actually 1 more crate.
1 more? Okay.
Yep. That's the last one right there.
Rush. Right there.
Should be
Yeah, you what?
6, 12, 18, 20.
Cool.
You know what? Stay in love. Say, oh.
Nope.
Visitors again. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrievals. Your vehicle has
We
been
should probably
moved to
sell
our
yours
storage
before.
facility.
No, you can just sell it from the thing. Never mind.
Run.
ZZZZ. I do not slumber, I'm merely light in weight.
Can't even see your light.
Jeez. Road.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Frames dropped for a second.
Oh, you're behind. What the fuck? I was gonna say everybody T-posed and you just kind of slid off into nowhere.
Hi.
Hey, Muzzy, welcome to the stream. How's it going, bud? To the Galleria.
Yippee.
Up. Maybe. Yep.
Hey.
I better make 18 million out of this.
I think you might make
You all right?
7. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, actually, I don't make any of my money back yet because we left some of it back.
I made 2 million.
Yeah, but that's everything you put in there.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't put.
million.
I got 20, and you got 100.
Yeah, I couldn't fit everything inside inside that AC suit.
Hey.
Why does it have it broken up?
Hello.
Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Okay, I guess write this down or type it?
Let me get a calculator out.
Okay.
Alright, give me the first number.
907,200.
907,200.
Oh, actually, it goes down to 905 because of auto load fee. Okay, so 905,200. Second.
Oh.
4,737,000. Sorry, 4,728,520.
728,520. All right.
Okay, and last one, 403,200.
3,200.
Oh, sorry, 402,290.
I'm not gonna change it.
Oh, it's not letting me sell the last one. Hang on. We're gonna have to wait until it's done, probably.
Well, that made me 6 million.
Items pending transfer. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to wait it out.
I mean, we can go back to the Hyrule fast and get the rest of it.
Yeah, we can do that. Oh, no, we can't, because the ship is being unloaded.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's the downside. It's going to be like 10 minutes.
Oh, it's not like I haven't done this before with somebody else.
At least it's not going to be 30.
Yeah. Try.
Don't worry, he did 30 with me.
And I'm sure it felt like a lifetime.
It did.
So I can go shopping.
Yeah, shopping. Emilio, greetings. Welcome to the stream. How's it going?
So I have about 30 something left. So that's
another
about 2 million worth, maybe. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be like almost and have enough to buy the ship.
Crossbow.
Evan went Rocky Mountain climbing. You trying to get crossbow ammo?
Yes.
Did you look up crossbow like that? Yeah, look up like the first name to it. Stupid.
Check. Hey, Bethany, greetings. Welcome to the stream. How's it going tonight?
I get paid.
How about you? You good?
No. Hey, Shen, welcome back again. Thaddeus, yeah, welcome to the stream, bud. How's it going? Oh shit, I guess I can at least send you your stuff so far.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going.
Good, glad to hear it. Okay, so how much was it?
6.036.720. I don't know how to say that in your special terms.
6.03620. Yeah, we're missing a zero somewhere here. 6.036.
720.
7.
It's so great hanging out with you all.
Oh my goodness, it's so much money.
Hey.
Still broke though. Spent 7 million.
I want to hear it. Lucia, what you been doing tonight? Just work?
Hey.
Just got off work. Sitting in my car about to go inside. Reading patch changes.
I gotcha. Anything interesting? Or worth knowing anyway? Or just kind of standard run-of-the-mill patch job?
What you doing?
Hey, Dan. Waiting for cargo transfer. And cash in and finish
I
the
just saw its
commodity.
PTUNVM.
Hello.
Mining laser increased though across the board.
Ooh, good. Make it maybe a little bit easier to do some of the basic or even lesser advanced.
Looked like he swallowed a bug. Thought he was gonna cry. It was hilarious. Pretty wild.
I want to go back down and manually load it so we don't have to wait. Oh shit, no, we still can't call it because it's still loading. Fuck. So, did you see, I thought we were playing on PTU.
We're in PU. Persistent universe.
Oh, it's PTU.
Who's your daddy?
Me.
Whoa.
Persistent technical universe or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Test.
Test. There you go. Sorry, were you getting filtered there, Dan?
There we go. That one.
Gotcha. Oh, persistent test universe. Oh. Gotcha. Freaks, huh? Hey, welcome back.
I'm going to go to a state that legally allows me to own a wolf as a pet.
What state that would be? But good luck. That'd be cool.
You make much hulling. I need to find something after refueling. THT pays well.
Yeah. Yeah, commodities.
Hey, at least if someone breaks in my house, I just give one command and the wolf attacks Law.
Yeah.
Worked at a wolf and wolf dog rescue for 8 years. No TF, you do not.
Been to a wolf rescue. That was
Wolves
kind of cool.
don't follow commands.
You might say they're lone wolves. It's still not let me sell it.
You can get trained wolves.
ZZZZ. I do not slumber. I'm merely light in weight.
90% are euthanized by age 3. If you did any research, you wouldn't want one.
Hey.
Yeah, that's kind of what the people at the wolf rescue I went to said too. Is because they take in so many wolf dogs because
Bro,
they don't
what?
end up.
You can't train a wolf.
They end up just being skittish and don't want to be around anybody, and obviously territorial. It's okay though. You can dream.
How much you make hulling per hour?
Oh fuck, I have no idea. Depends how much you put into it, I guess. I've never tried breaking it down per hour.
Welcome.
I mean, you could probably
to
make
the
at least
ASOP vehicle
40.
retrieval
Ah,
system.
shit. It's fucked. That's why it's not
Please visit
working.
us again.
Alright.
Goodbye.
You right back.
How big is your ship?
I've got the C2, so it can hold like 688 or something like that.
Greetings, Slain Six Pack. Welcome to our sacred